Back to Killarney in Johannesburg to our reporter Tumaole Mohlaoli, who's at the premises of a company that's currently being raided by the SIU. And Tumaole, I suggested earlier that that raid may have concluded, but it is in fact still ongoing.
Well, this is the last stages of that raid, effectively, Thembekile. The officials from the SIU have been here for the last couple of hours, and they've been taking documentation as well as copying any digital information that they could find inside. And all this is to try and find the paper trail that will explain what happened to Alex Co. Of course, Alex Co. is a state-owned entity that was dealing in diamonds specifically, diamonds from the ocean. But before I give you that background, let's talk to Kaizer Kganyago, spokesperson of the SIU. Kaizer, where do we stand now? Is this the end of the operation?
This is the end of the operation. As you can see now, our team members are leaving. We have gotten everything that we needed in terms of the order that we got from the court. And now we are going back to the office, and that's when the real work starts, of sifting through all those documents that you saw getting out of here to make sure that all the puzzles are just put together and to understand what really happened.
And in terms of that process, how long are you giving yourselves as the SIU and your investigators to try and finalize that investigation and to see if perhaps there are any people to be held before the courts?
It's a very difficult question, that one, because we don't know what we're going to find. Therefore, when we get there, we've got to go to the next level to say what we find. When we know who are the people who bought these diamonds, we then have to be in a position to then follow up the investigation further to other companies. Therefore, it will not be a good idea to put a date, because you'll hold me against it very soon.
All right. And finally, before we let you go, you didn't find any diamonds on the property here?
We can't say anything about that, but that's not why we're here. We were here to get documentation. We're here to get people's cell phones and people's computers, and we were mirroring some of the computers inside here with our IT guys, and we are comfortable we got what we wanted.
No, thank you. We'll leave it there. Thank you. That's Kaizer Kganyago, spokesperson of the SIU, and giving us that update on what they found and why the investigation is wrapping up at this particular moment. And interestingly enough, Thembekile, when you talk about Alex Co. and Alex Diamonds and the state capture of that particular state-owned entity, diamond entity, and how it basically was run into the ground effectively and looted. I'm standing here in an area that became quite synonymous with the money bags title, if I can call you that. This is a Knox Vault. So the company, incidentally, or rather interestingly enough, is at Knox Vault here in northern Johannesburg, and this is where officials from Transnet, like of course Arnold Singh, would be taking lots of money out of this particular facility and storing large cash sums. I think there's some movement behind me. I'm going to step out of shot. Oh, you can see that there are some officials taking the last documents that they had to seize. And these documents now, from here, will then go through to forensic experts, I'm told, that will then try to track the money. Why Knox Vault is also important. Arnold Singh then testified before the Zondo Commission of Inquiry that the money that he would get, he claimed, from gambling as well as other investments. Of course, the Zondo Commission of Inquiry also heard evidence that he would collect money bags from the Guptas. They were then stored here. And this is a facility that seems to be quite popular, because in the time that we were here, many people also came here with backpacks. They would walk in and walk out with a backpack seeming rather larger. So it seems as if this is quite a popular facility for that kind of transaction. That's a bit of a sidebar. So as far as that investigation goes with Alex Co. and Alexander Bay, the SIU promising to get back to us in terms of the investigations, and saying that they are committed to ensure that any monies, if it is found, that were unduly gained by this company and were not, rightfully so gained, will then be returned, and those who stand to account will be brought before the court of law.
Tumaole Mohlaoli, thank you very much for that update.